this particular chart is of the daily time frame of the 6E, which, if you've been tracking the dollar, is the purest play on the dollar. Because when you look at the dollar basket, you're looking at about 57%, 58% euro, and then some fairy dusting of some other currency. So it's diluted. If you want to know what the dollar is doing, to me, you look at the 6E or you look at the euro US and the forex side of things. And this is a chart that I don't think a lot of people are looking at, and I think it could be an interesting setup, because what we have here is a rather narrow range with not quite sequential, but a lot of narrow ranging candles in a narrow range on the chart. They're squished inside the 34 EMA wave, which is to say they're finding support at the 34 EMA on the low, and they're finding resistance at the 34 EMA on the high. And then for good measure, we also have the trading, the euro, inside of the volume profile for the month of October. You'll notice the upper end is the value area high, the lower end is the value area low. And this is actually, when you add the yellow wave to the mix, this is actually looking like a market that I would consider for basically an expansion breakout, otherwise known as a squeeze. And so I would look for the momentum to break higher. Now, you can use the squeeze, and you want to find a few levels of resistance. Well, the resistance is easy. It's technically based by price at the 34-period exponential moving average on the high, which is right about 118.15. By the way, that's just 5 ticks below 118.20, the minor psychological level. And we have the volume profile level there pretty much at that identical spot. So breaking up through that level with higher than normal volume would be what we're looking for. So that's what I would say you're looking for a resumed move lower on the dollar and a breakout on the euro. And I think that breakout on the euro is looking very interesting because of this compression we're seeing inside the volume profile and inside the 34 EMA wave, which you can see really clearly because of the nearly sequential blue grab candle. So keep an eye on this one. I think this is one definitely worth watching for a potential breakout. Now, if you want to front run this thing, if you want to, and on a down day, I would look to front run this. Front run meaning I'm anticipating a break to the upside. What you could do is front run this thing anywhere between that area right in there. So somewhere between a move to the downside of 117.20 and call it 16.50. So if we can get a move lower to or even down into that level, I'd look for calls on the 6E, or you can go with the calls on the FXE with that bearish momentum and looking for the move to resume the trend that was. So I'm really looking at this as a little bit of congestion now turned consolidation and a continuation of the previous trend.